Welcome everyone. It's been a while since I've done a book review or a video of any sorts, but without further ado, let's get this show on the road. The book I'm going to review is Principles by Ray Dalio. Now, this wonderful man named Ray Dalio created a company in 1975 called Bridgewater Associates, and according to Fortune, it's the fifth most important private equity firm, and according to Bloomberg, it's made more money for investors than any other company. So the essence of this book is decision making. And he starts in the very first half of the book with two statements to ask ourselves. What do we want? What is true? And how do we achieve what we want despite what is true? And after that, he kind of circles into human beings being learning machines or pattern recognizers, right? That everything has a pattern. If we had enough information, according to Ray Dalio and different scientists, we'd be able to predict everything that would happen in our lives. But because we don't have that information, there's a lot we can't predict. But if you can recognize a pattern, it'll serve you well. He then goes into 5 broad sections, but I'm going to hone in on little points in each one. The first, accept reality. Learn how to deal with it. He recommends by radical transparency and radical truth. Truth being an acceptance of reality, according to Ray Dalio. Right? No denials. Digging everything out. What are you strong at? What are you not as strong at? How does this work? Lots of questions to ask ourselves that we often don't. And transparency, right? Keeping nothing hidden. Now, it doesn't mean digging all the skeletons out of your closet or telling anybody any of your freaky nightmares or anything like that. But if somebody asks you a question, tell the truth to the best of your ability. That's what's going to help form meaningful relationships and lead to greater success on all of our journeys. Another point in that is being open or willing to go into pain. With reflection, of course. Just think about this, right? You're hit over and over and over again. So you think that pain's making you stronger. However, if you're not taking the time to make notes or reflect on what you did wrong, then that pain's almost not worth it because you're not learning. So that reflection is necessary. The second major broad point that he goes into is using a 5-step process. Having clear goals. Identifying and getting rid of and not tolerating any problems. Diagnosing the problems, designing a plan, and then executing to completion. Right? Now these are said over and over and over again. But I just like the fact how he gets real with it. Right? That you need to set goals and you need to carry them out. Right? Discover what the true source of your problem is. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't stop at the first layer. Really dig deep down and figure out what it is, right? And according to Ray Dalio, in this 5-step process, all of us are weak at one thing or another. But it's our mission and our duty to figure out what it is to go towards what we want. His third point, be radically open-minded. Now, many people stick with a certain pattern, stick with a certain life process, and we feel that's the way things need to go. However, if we weren't radically open-minded, how could we learn? How could we accumulate more information? How could we learn and execute our plans? That would be impossible. If we're not willing to accept new information, if we're not willing to look at everybody else, and if everybody else is telling us there's one thing we could do a little bit better, but we deny it, and we can't accept that information, we're not going to make the change, nor the improvement. So open-mindedness is one of those keys according to Ray Dalio. Number 4, everyone's different. Now this is just basic and plain, but Ray Dalio dives into a lot of different things using the Myers-Briggs test personality deal. the ocean, right? The big five traits: openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, neuroticism. Figuring out how people are. Because if we want to go towards anything, find meaningful relationships, find meaningful work, forge our path in life, we came into this universe as a human being. And so, if we don't figure out how people are, how they think, how they feel, and form those connections, it's going to put a little hindrance on the path towards achieving goals. And then 5 is about using logic and reason to figure out what you need to do on your path to make decisions, right? Sometimes we as human beings get a little overly emotional. Of course, that's a part of our system, but we don't step back to objectively look at our decisions and look at ourselves. And of course, no one can be 100% objective, but through tools and strategies like meditation or believability weighting in decisions, which he describes as taking the opinions of people who are more experienced, who are more educated, who deal with the field with greater bearing than somebody who just tells you the latest news, who has no chance, no experience, doesn't even deal with any of the stuff that you're looking for. And that's crucial going on. Quick little bits, what do I think? I think if I'm going with 5, right? Let's use the flame emojis, right? Or the little icons, right? Out of 5, I give it a 5. 5 flames, right? This book is fuego, man. This book, while there are all kinds of books that help us out, self-help books and things of the sort, this book is more about logic and reason and trying to balance ourselves out, because we as human beings, the emotional layer is the oldest and it's oftentimes the strongest. But why not counter it and balance it a little bit with something objective? And so I hope you all appreciated this. There's a lot more to it. That's just the basic of this book. Base level. Thank you, Ray Dalio. Thank you to everyone who's helping me on my journey. Thank you to all of you who watched this video. Hope you guys all have a great day, night, wherever you're at. And that is my book review on Principles by Ray Dalio. Thank you so much.